Hey, all you wire patch friends out there. I just wanted to give a new update to the traffic slide. This says traffic slide 2.0. It will be changed in the final draft. This is just the tutorial video of said traffic slide. Traffic slide has been around for quite a bit of time now, and I just wanted to kind of make some updates to it. Mainly because some of the things behind the scenes in Wire have gotten better over time, and so now now that I also understand Wire a little bit better behind the scenes, I've been able to make some improvements to it. So here is the traffic slide now. This tutorial will help you to kind of understand some of the kinds of things that are going on behind the scenes. You have 3 different color sets that have been grouped together. And you also have the audio react options. The audio react options are to just give it a little bit of a beat to change the size and shape of the icons that are being used for the traffic slide. I have a series of different options. You can do just a trigger, so if you just want to basically make it random, you can. But you also have the ability to do it through transport beat, and you also have the option to do it through metronome, whichever one you choose, whichever one you like better. Transport beat obviously is the tap, 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 and resync to your music, so you can change the speed of the way in which it's reacting to your music, or how it's being set up to the music. There's some other things that are going on behind the scenes in here. You also have the option to do the basic traffic slide, which is just nothing more than this parallel shape that's all moving in one direction. You also have the option to change those directions, and I'll give you an example in just one second. You can make them move up, or you can make them move down. It's up to you. But to kind of give you an example of some of the other things that are available, I'm going to hit Audio React. I'm just going to scroll that up and just kind of bring some of these down. In each color set, you have the option to change the colors. You also have the options for different blend modes. So in most cases, for instance, you might want to do like overlay, so they're one on top of each other. And then you have the option to change the colors as you see fit. So we could do blue and light blue. And then you also have the option for solid or edge. And then you also have the option for, like, for instance, if you're an edge, then you can do the edge thickness. You can change that up. And then you also have the option to change the opacity of that edge or solid block, right? So then what you can do is you can really kind of dial it in. And in some cases, your blend modes will act accordingly based on the blend mode that you have set up, right? So multiply makes everything darker with that specific color. So, if you had yellow, it doesn't quite look yellow, but that's also because my opacity is down. So if I crank up my opacity, you'll notice that now I have this kind of bleeding through in a darker, any areas that this is darker is going to darken those areas, anything that's lighter, and vice versa. So if you understand your mode options, these can really be helpful to really kind of give your traffic slide a unique look. You also have the option for speed. You can go forward or backward. I really wasn't sure how fast was too fast, so I just kind of, cranked it up to 11. But you also have the option to stop it if you so choose to. By setting it to 0, it makes it so that it no longer moves, right? You'll notice that the other ones are moving, and that's because we have 3 sets going on. So this is the second set, right? So this is this part here, right? I could also, for instance, I could turn down the opacity. So now I just have 2 options, right? This is the first set up here at the top. And what I did was in the color set, the color set, what I did was I changed the speed to 0, and then changed the opacity to 0, and that makes it so that it's no longer showing, right? So now I just have the 2 color sets that are now available to me. At any time, I can change it, of course, and change it back on. But that is the nice feature about this. If you just want just the 2, you can have just the 2. If you wanted 1, you can have just 1 by just changing the opacity, turning it off completely, and then not having it there. And then also, for instance, if you like this color style, but you want to see these blocks in a different way, you just hit the random button, and it'll automatically randomly generate where they start, of course. So then what you can do is you also have the option for changing the thickness as well of the lines for the edge, just like you did in the other one. So now, let's bring these up to a dark, dark, dark. Right, it's hard to see what's going on. So, and the reason for that is because we have these white ones that are these glowing ones that are in set 3. Set 3 is the only set that actually has a glowing set. I'm going to turn those off, right, the glow. I can set it to solid, so now I just have the basics of the traffic slide. So now I can set up the thickness for the edge if I so chose to. Same thing with this, I can set up the thickness as well. On this one, I can turn them invisible, so now I just have the one set of traffic slide parallelograms. But let's say I want to add them all in together at the same time, as you can see. So just do traffic slide here, and then go back to color, the color set 1, traffic slide here, and we'll have this ones go backwards just a little bit on a slower speed or a faster speed than the other ones. And so you can see, you can really kind of get into the details. The third set's the only one that does the glow, because I didn't want it to basically eat up system resources so badly that you couldn't run it without running into issues because there's so much going on. These are all being combined together as a join. However, the glow ones, because of how they're set up, I don't use a join. I use a video mixer in the background, which is what can potentially slow. Anyways, it's one of those things that can, the grand scheme of things behind the scenes, adding it to all of them would have slowed down the system. So that's the reason why I only did 3, or only 1, excuse me. So we have the glow. You can turn it off and on. You can change the glow amount so that it's not so bright and brilliant, right? You want it to just be just ever so slightly, for instance, so that it has a bleed to it. So if you had this to white, it would kind of bleed ridiculously, and sometimes it might blow out. So that was the reason why I gave the glow option. So you can turn down the glow amount, and also you can change the thickness here of those lines as well. So you could have some nice thinner lines, but also has a nice glow blowout there, and you get like this really kind of interesting effect. So that's it, and then the grand scheme of things, it's the short of it. The only other thing to talk about is the background types. You have your horizontal, you have your vertical, and then you have your radial, which is you have the color in the middle, and it radiates out to another color and the edges, right? So then you can change this so that this is black, and then the middle is blue, for instance. So now you have this blue brilliance of background, and then the dark on the outside. Same thing with the vertical and the horizontal, for instance. You have your vertical. We can change this to be, a different color. It's up to you, right? You can really mix and match. To kind of give you an example, here are some, what I did was I created some different presets here. All of these are in the presets, but there are some other extra ones. You've got this one. This is the electric pop. This one is the Atari one. These colors remind me of Atari for whatever reason. I don't know why. And then, you have the blue one, and you have a nice, traffic kind of look. This reminds me of California. I don't know why. I think it's because I spent too much time in the 405 freeway, and this is kind of what it felt like sometimes to me personally. I don't know how you feel about it, but that was the skinny of how this all kind of came about. I thought, this is really interesting. I like how this came out. So anyways, this is the red one. Then this one's jungle. This one's green, right? And then we have this one. This one, I forgot what I called it. I think it was the electric pop. No, this one was the reverse pop, I think. Or traverse. This one's traverse. So traverse, this one's purple rain. This one's malfunction. And then this one was originally I'd set it to the electric pop. So let me go back into that real quick. So if I go back over here to not electric pop, that's that one. It is reverse pop. This one reminds me of like comic books and that kind of inverse look, right? I really like the turquoise color. This this bluish green mixed in with these reds and oranges and pinks. I think that's a nice kind of neo-pop wave kind of look too, very similar to this one. Same kind of, this one feels more electric pop. So, but that was kind of the premise behind it. I wanted to kind of give it a different feel. And this is all just kind of mixing colors and shapes and then changing the speeds of each one. So you could have them going backwards, right? You could set those to music or to an external FFT, and then, you know, you really kind of get to choose how fast or how slow something moves based on music or based on speed of the sound of your microphone. So I hope you guys find this very interesting. Thank you very much for watching this tutorial. Hopefully it was found informative. Questions, comments, complaints, concerns, send them to my email address, jacobmisick@gmail.com. Thank you very much for your interest in my traffic slide, and you be sure to have a good day. Bye-bye.